yikesradio.com.
Good evening and welcome to the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips here on yikesradio.com. Here on yikesradio.com. And hey guys, on the Poetry of Justice show, this is where social consciousness meets the arts. And so what we do is we select topics that spark the interest and awareness of social diversity, ranging from arts, entertainment, and social justice at large, leaving our listeners thinking and saying in unison, ladies, yikes! And that's the part of the show where I like to give homage and respect to the Mr. Kevin Nash, and that's the sultry sounds of his voice. Now, Kevin Nash is the owner of Accelerated Radio, and Yikes Radio is the brainchild of the Mr. Kevin Nash. And so I always pay homage and respect to him because I like it, I want to, and I respect Kevin Nash. So there you have it, everybody. And the reason why I say that, because I was asked quite often lately by a few individuals whether or not Mr. Nash, and whether or not I'm being compensated in order to give homage and respect to Mr. Nash. And you know, we've been doing this for 2 years now, right? Consecutively, and never had that. And the mic is a little wild too. Show the scoop back for us, baby. We're gonna just hold on, everybody. We're gonna get this train rolling, but we're having some concerns with our mics and stuff. So, anyhow, what we decided to do is I had a couple of individuals ask that question, and I just thought, wow, that's pretty weird, pretty wild. Like, why are you? Anyway, for 2 years worth of data here on the show, I just thought it was a little bit interesting. But anyway, guys, I also like to take this opportunity. We got some callers here. Is it already popping?
I think that is Tanya Michelle.
Okay. Hello, caller. This is Jackie. It's the Poetry of Justice show.
Hi, this is Tanya Michelle.
Hi, how are you, love bug?
How are you?
Good. Awesome. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's Tanya Michelle. But we haven't gotten to that part of the show quite yet because it's time for me to give respect to my sponsorship, and that would be Gingy Productions and Entertainment Company, Miss Lori Ray Fisher, as well as WMPJ Steel and APS Muscle Cars. So I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to that entity. So anywho, I'd like to welcome the ladies of the chat here tonight on the Poetry of Justice show. I've got Miss Lori G in the house.
Hey,
I've also got Miss Shelley C in the house.
Hey, hey.
Miss Freda Ross.
Hey.
She's standing in, and of course, Miss Tanya Michelle.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Good evening.
All right, Lori G, you want to go ahead and take hold of this train a little bit and do what you got to do? I'm going to swap out my headphones.
Yes.
Thank you, darling.
So, hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. What tonight is going to be about is a celebration of the chat. So the chat is turning 2 years old, and we're really excited about that. And we also have a / Lori G's birthday party. Woo-hoo!
Birthday get down.
Birthday get down. So that's going to be happening on the After Dark segment. So what we want to do today is we're going to do a little rewind. We're going to kind of look at where the chat started, how we grew, purpose, goals of the chat, visit some of our hottest topics, update those topics, and just have a good time together. So we're asking you to hang in there with us and enjoy the next couple of hours.
Awesome. So, Shelley C, how was your week?
Awesome.
Awesome. Let's talk a little bit about yesterday, everybody. We had an opportunity to participate in a radiothon, Accelerated Radio. And of course, again, that's Mr. Kevin Nash. And I don't have my phone with me, but please forgive me the name of the Accelerated Radio show that actually sponsored the event, put it on in honor of Accelerated Radio. But I had a really interesting time yesterday at the radiothon. Shelley, what about you?
I had a ball. it was nice.
Yeah?
Yes, I had a ball.
What was that experience like for you?
Spontaneous.
Right? Oh my God.
Spontaneous. That's what I love about it. It was organic and spontaneous.
Hello, caller.
How you doing? What y'all talking about tonight?
Hey,
That's
what's
East
poppin'?
Coast. Look good. Hey.
Hey.
Yes, it is. Hey.
How are you doing? Oh my God, I don't have my notes because I totally. Please tell us your name, said Brooklyn's in the house, filmmaker,
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mr. Randy Jones.
Randy Jones.
We're
You're
doing
doing
good. How
good.
are you? Awesome, awesome. So what? We're going down memory lane tonight, Randy, here on the Poetry of Justice show, because you caught the ladies of the chat again. And this is its 2-year birthday.
Yay!
Yay! And for the ladies of the
For
chat.
the ladies of the chat.
Thank you.
Well, this is our celebration here, so we're
Mhm.
going to be going down memory lane tonight. And okay, so you just hold on to your butts, and we're gonna let Miss Lori G. She's gonna take the reins, and if you hear something you like, you can chime in with us. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
All
Okay.
right. So I think what I'd like to do is that we can think a little bit and share with our listeners a little bit about the brainchild and how the chat came to be. The chat features the 4 ladies who have been friends for over 30 years. And so we have grown together, cried together, experienced life together,
Had babies together.
had babies together, raised children together, all those things. But I thought it would be an interesting perspective if Miss Freda Ross would be kind of like our Barbara Walters, who would be our interviewer tonight. And so, ladies, we can react to her questions and allow our listeners to get to know us better. And no holds barred. You know, this is Yikes
Radio.
Yikes Radio.
Yes.
.com.
You know I don't have no tag.
There we go. There we go.
That's why we love you. That's why we love you.
All right. Hello,
Hello,
Yikes Radio
Freda Ross.
fans, POJ fans. This is awesome. This is really, really, really awesome. I want to congratulate these beautiful ladies on their milestone of being a part of the Women of the Chat for 2 years. I think that is yeah.
Yay.
That's good
Awesome.
stuff.
Woo.
That's
still there,
good
Tanya
stuff.
Michelle?
I am.
You are so
Awesome.
quiet.
Hey, Tanya.
Excited over here.
Awesome.
Yeah. I had written down a few questions when I realized that I was gonna be Barbara tonight.
All right.
Yeah, but I guess the first thing that I would like to know, and for our listeners, they would probably want to know as well, is how did you ladies meet all this time ago?
Would you like me to?
Yeah.
We
Sure.
all met. Interesting. It's we all met because of husbands.
Mhm.
Husbands that went to school together. My husband, ex-husband,
Okay.
and
Same thing.
Lori's current husband went to high school together, and they were roommates after high school. And I shortly after I was engaged to my ex-husband, I shortly met Lori after that because she became engaged to his very good friend Eric. That's what his name.
Of course.
But
Yes.
yes.
Eric.
Say
And
my name.
and then I met Jackie
By default.
by default.
Wow.
I don't think so. I think I met Jackie around the same time because they are sisters. And at that time, interesting enough, I think Jackie was engaged to be married at the same. So all 3 of us were getting ready to get married, and we were engaged
Yes, we were.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then
Wow.
I met Miss Tanya Michelle
There's a commonality for
Ross. Yeah.
me too.
The common denominator.
This is Tiny Michelle. My husband actually hung out, I think, with Greg and Eric at some point, and then I got introduced to everybody through that, and then of course with Jackie being a sister, we all
The default.
became very good friends, and so that's just how it started.
Mhm.
Wow.
And here we are on YikesRadio.com.
Over 30 years later.
30 years later.
God
We
is
all
good.
had our children around the same time, and we were all experiencing birthday parties. So it was really, we all grew together as being mothers, as being wives. And it was a wonderful experience and having that relationship at the same time. Someone that you can talk to, when you're going through my baby won't sleep, or, just different things in life, or we're planning a birthday party, will you help me, those types of things. So that's kind of how we became friends, and it just grew and grew and grew and grew.
Wow. That's phenomenal. And it has endured,
Yeah.
It has endured.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the part, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna ask this question, and cause now y'all know I'm gonna just be all up in your business, cause I'm just like that. No. So we found out how you guys met. What are the qualities? I want to ask, Jackie.
Yikes. Yes.
Yeah. What are the qualities that you feel that the other ladies have that has been that you admire in each of them? I want everybody to answer that question. What are the qualities that each of these women have? Lori's your sister, so that's not fair, but yeah, no. But what are the qualities? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Tanya Michelle. Tanya Michelle, that quality that she originally brought, are we talking ground roots, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking ground roots is she started my quest for holistic living.
Okay.
Because when I met Tanya
Exciting.
Michelle, she had just recently given birth, and everything in her home at that time, nothing was not organic. Nothing. So that was, whoa, this is what I need to do. I want my body to be in shape. I want to be putting healthy things in my body. And I'm just starting that quest. I went on down that, but that's definitely, and then she was really amazing with your children, with helping you through that postpartum depression.
Yeah.
My first one wasn't, but I wouldn't have made it through postpartum depression with my second child had it not been for Tanya Michelle. So.
It's funny that you bring that up, because we as black women, we do experience that.
Yes,
so
we
we
do.
hear
Yes,
about
we
it.
do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Shelly C,
Mm-hmm.
you know that song, remember, we Living Single?
Mm-hmm.
When that true blue and tight like glue. We are living. Right. This is this is Sinclair fool, right?
Okay.
Sinclair's in the house.
That's
I
cute.
got cancer.
Oh my gosh. By the way, she's also a freaking hypochondriac. But
To the fullest.
Shelly ain't saying shit. She like easy. Don't quote me, homeboy, cause I ain't said shit. She can
Okay.
see something happen right in your face. Be like, yo, Shelly, what you about? Nah.
No.
What?
You can
Nah,
take my
what
ass
you
to the
talking
basement
about?
and beat me. You ain't getting
It
shit.
ain't coming out.
It ain't coming out.
You know, so that's always good to know that, outside of my sister, you got a vault.
Yeah.
You know that rock of Gibraltar. You're gonna be like, okay, if a nigga need to hide a body, I know.
Mm-hmm.
She know about the
That's right.
sick cocaine, cause she look at as much of that
Okay.
sick shit as I do.
She injecting it, huh?
You can't
Because that was a
trace it.
period of time when
You
we
can-
was, remember that time we was investigating shit, when shit was getting rough, when shit get funky?
Call Shelly.
I'm ready to ride.
You gotta look at it and you be like, yo, so what happened that last time we looked at forensic files? What did they tell us? And they be like, okay. So yeah, that's that one.
I'm like, no, they can spray some fentanyl and see some blood. We can't do that. They
Okay.
can spray it. They're gonna know it's us. We gotta do something else.
That's funny.
Or this that one is I'm going over there. So if I don't come back, you know what to do.
Exactly. You know where to look for
True
me
blue.
if I don't come back.
Like it.
That's awesome. I see that too. I do. Just in the short time that I've known Shelly, I see that. I do. She ride or die.
Right or die. You say wait outside the bank and keep the car running. I ain't gonna ask you why. I'm just
Drive
sitting
this
there and wait.
She said,
fucking
"You
car,
better run
Frankie.
it on me."
Get her taken care of. Drive this fucking car. You did that shit.
I ain't gonna ask you why. I'll just sit there and wait.
Shut your back, yeah.
God.
Remember leaving in Brooklyn? We was in trying to remember.
We
Remember
were
it was in
in
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Yes, you still with us, Randy?
Yep.
Yep, in Brooklyn. Yes, we was in in this one here. Shelly C. Tell them what happened.
He said, "Ugly
Which
girl,
one?
you
We
great."
had-
Oh my
We
God.
had a couple. We had a
But
couple.
we got lost in Brooklyn. I was fucked up. We kept going round and round
Round
the
and
bridge.
round, on and
And
off
I
the
couldn't get
bridge.
us back to
Yeah,
Manhattan
yeah.
that night.
And then we-
They don't know.
We don't even know.
We're lost.
We was lost in New York on the real
We were.
that night.
Wow.
I was drunk in the bed. So I just know every time I woke up, we were at the same spot on the bridge that we were when I
Uh-huh.
first.
15 minutes ago.
I was like, this is not the city
And
skyline. Where
And they
are
wouldn't
we?
even wake up. Cause I'm like, wake the fuck up and help me. God dang on it.
Like, no, I can't wake up.
I do this again. I'm gonna get. I was. Oh. You Bob did. You might be the dude on.
I'm the guy who gave us directions.
Yeah. My opinion.
Oh my gosh. Easy every time. Yeah, might have been. He says that we ever been on a train once and asked somebody, do we know where we at? We're always lost on
Oh,
the
the
train.
subway?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take the R train. Are you sure it's the R train? I'm not positive.
I was always paranoid.
He said we sound more ghetto. I gotta get my sisters in there.
Okay,
Baby. Well, when they make this happen?
Is there any more info?
We had a ball. Every time we go somewhere, we have a ball. When we
See?
Alright.
Girls, these ones.
because we was the original girls trip. Let me tell you.
We were the original girls.
For real, for real.
For real.
Like that night when we left the Montel Williams show.
Oh, and you
And that
thought they
little
were gonna
nice
throw
young
us
man
off
was
the
taking her
bridge.
home and you just acted such a damn
I
fool.
was like, no, he ain't
Such
taking
a
us off.
fool.
He is not
He
taking us
looked
on
at
the
us and
rooftop
he
and pushing
said,
us off. Y'all
Is
crazy.
it
Mm-mm.
that bad in LA? He just was like,
I don't know you, man.
fuck. And Shelly was like, oh, no, okay, go ahead. No, we're trying to get, what? I'm like, Shelly, why?
Who
Shelly,
wants to
he
take
is,
you to the roof? Who wants to do that?
like, he is not gonna
Who
kill us,
wants to
Shelly.
take you to the
Because
roof?
in the movies, when you go to the
They
movies,
push your ass off the roof. You not pushing me and my homegirls off the roof. I'm sorry.
But it's Montel Williams. Montel Williams is not going to ruin his career.
He
Girl,
can
I was
have
trying
a
to-
roof.
I was
Oh
trying to get
my.
us back to our kids and husbands.
I don't care who it was. That was a strange request.
I was just on the VIP. That's what I was doing. On the VIP.
Oh no.
Well, Miss,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's my sister. Easy. That's Lori's life.
Okay. Lori like my sister, right? I be telling people I'm the bomb bitch. My sister just got all. Look. I don't shop at the 99-cent store.
No Dwayne Reed. No Dwayne Reed.
I'm just playing. I shop at Family Dollar. There is a difference. Look. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. See, my thing is that I can't find pine saw in the dollar store, but I can find it in Family Dollar, so I had to go to Family Dollar. Tanya Michelle. I don't like that. That's generic.
Right.
All right. Hey, Tanya Michelle.
Hey, ma'am.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm great. How are you, Miss Freda?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Glad to be doing this thing, celebrating with you ladies of the chat. So now you answer this question. What are the qualities that you feel the other ladies have that were attractive to you, if you will?
So I can start with Miss Jackie.
Oh, yikes.
And first of all, before I start, I would just like to really thank Jackie, the poet, for being a visionary to even putting the chat together.
Right?
Even having the idea of. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
we can.
Having the idea of putting this all together. So I've really had some great experiences, and I think that's what I've always liked about Jackie is she's just straightforward and honest. You're always going to know exactly how she feels, what she's thinking, and she does it with love. And maybe sometimes she doesn't, but it's still the truth, and you can't deny the truth. You know, which goes back to what is really the truth.
Oh, Lord.
Right, right.
When Shelley was married to Greg, I thought, you know, like looking at her, like the marriage and just the things that they were doing, just as a young couple. I wasn't married yet, but I had already had a child. We got married later on, so I like that. And then with Lori, Lori had went to USC, and I had went to USC only for one semester, and we couldn't afford it. My mother really didn't know how to navigate through the system, and so just seeing her and her quest for education and the way she encouraged education and just her tenderness, she can be really a sweet person, is the thing that attracted me, and that just made me stay connected to Lori.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Miss Lori.
My turn.
Okay, New York, we gonna get you.
I gave her Mimi.
Mimi.
Miss Lori.
Where are you from, Lord?
Where am I from? Oh, I'm from Compton, CPT, Hub City. Your family in Compton? Well, what is wrong? You got to come out to Compton.
How you gonna go to Burbank and not come to Compton?
Burbank? Who goes to
Who
Burbank?
goes to Burbank?
What's he mean? What?
Burbank?
He out there at the movie. Yeah.
Wow, like
see?
that?
Remember the last
you
time?
sound like my friend Tapper.
Got it
Tapper,
all
you listening?
wrong.
You got it all wrong.
That's
Born and
That's the
bred.
that's the
Born and
point.
raised.
Right, that lets you know your theory of Compton is ill. That
Okay,
is
so
why
for
we do
all
what
you
we do.
Yikes Radio and POJ, Poetry of Justice show enthusiasts, this is a lesson learned. Everybody that comes from the city of Compton is not uneducated.
Oh, definitely.
Raise it up.
Definitely.
What
And
I
we
will
didn't
say
stereotype
though is that we can perform
Like the
on
next
any platform. We need to go. What I'm gonna say is we can go from the hills to the hood. You pick the destination. How about that?
Yes.
So Lori, yeah, it was even before all that that we had this type of thing going on. But you know,
That's why we do
that's a
what
whole
we do.
nother show. Exactly.
That's why I do what we do.
Exactly.
Exactly. What?
Ain't nothing like Compton, boo.
Well, y'all got them
like
big
it.
old skyscraper apartment buildings, got like 250 floors. I don't think Compton got any of them. I don't want to go there. Oh, nah.
No?
Yeah.
That's
So,
true.
Miss
So-
Lori,
Yes.
what is it that has attracted you to these
To my
young
girls,
ladies?
right?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Well, I'm gonna start with Miss Shelley.
Okay.
I mean, it was like Shelley was engaged to Greg before Eric and I were engaged, and they were roommates. But Shelley was always very open and friendly. And you know, sometimes
She is.
women are not like that.
Nice
You
at
know what
all,
I'm saying?
yeah.
They're not like that. They're just not nice. They look at you, size you up, believe you have an agenda, and is really tripping. And Shell never did that. Was very welcoming and was like, hey, let's go do this. How about doing that? The guys are going out tonight. This, that, and the other. And so I'm slow to friendship. I have a lot of acquaintances, but very, very few friends. And I, you know, my sister's my best friend. And Shelly was just great. And she is Fort Knox. Tell me, if you ever decide you're gonna rob a bank or kill somebody,
Oh my
Shelly
gosh.
is the person that you wanna have on your team.
Right?
Yeah.
Right or die.
And then Tanya Michelle, Eric and her husband Joel were also really good friends. Like they called each other cousins, right? And so I met Tanya, and she's so very sweet. But I always felt like I was so much like 1,000 years older than her. I felt like. And then one day, she honored me. That brought me to tears. Is that
Wow.
she asked me if I would be the godmother of her firstborn child.
Wow.
And that was like, wow, this young lady who's so together and so, you know, into health, as Jackie said. Tiny can tell you, you gotta take your chlorophyll
Right.
and your this and your kooky
She gonna make you straight.
and all this other thing. You gonna be straight. Wow, she's so smart and all of this. And she looked to me to ask me to be a godparent to something so very precious. And I fell in love with Tanya Michelle and helped her through her pregnancy in terms of just listening, because she knew everything, right? T? Everything. She knew this is happening, that's happening, but this is gonna happen. And I'm like, wow, really? All this gonna happen? And she's just been down with me ever since then. Just Tanya's the one, she's our doctor on the team. So
Okay.
you call her up, hey, I think this might, oh, no, let's do this, and look at that, and do this and that. So, I don't have a lot of friends, but these three right here are my ride or dies.
That's all you need. They say, my grandmother used to say it, if you can lay, before they close your casket, right? If you can raise back up and say you had one friend throughout that lifetime, you have been blessed.
That's true. And what I love about our friendship is that we don't have to talk to each other every day or every week. And sometimes life gets so busy and we don't even talk to each other every month. But I can make one call to these ladies and say, hey, I need you here 10 minutes ago, and no questions asked.
It's done.
Everybody is there in line and never asking where we going. We just know we're going. And I think
It's
that's
the Jack
true.
Bola.
We
Be on
just
the
have that
lookout.
ability to support each other. And as black women, you don't get that really.
No.
There's always some
You
type
don't
of
get that. There's always some type of
jealousy or
yeah,
competition
cattiness or something
yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
I feel truly blessed.
There was something earlier. I kind of see all of y'all together.
I am.
We
I am old.
We doing that now.
The devil is alive. Shit.
Like, not for Chris.
Oh, the Black Golden Girls.
That's-
That might be
yeah.
a movie topic there.
Right?
I can see that, right?
I can see that.
Me?
More of a research.
No, I'm more of a researcher, I guess. Like, no, am I a published author? No. But have I done lots of research-based papers? Yes.
Well, you're looking at the poetess, which brings me to her. Now that New York, that's her sister. That's her sister. That's the poetess. So now the poet. Okay.
Okay.
The poetess has an announcement.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for your interest with us tonight. I appreciate your time with us on the show. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take this time a little bit to have a little bit of goosebumps here, but I'm going to share some information. The Inside crew are aware of this blessing that has come, and I'm going to roll with this. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce the thought to you that I am going to be blessed to be able to be co-hosting a show, a second show, in addition to the
Yes.
Poetry
That's
Justice
good.
show. But this show is going to be on a different network. I'm going to be on Beacon, Beacon.com, Beacon Network, Beacon Radio, and this show is going to be titled The Dr. Feelgood and Jackie Ray Fuller Show.
Wow.
So we're going to be
The
on
Dr. Feel
The Dr.
Good.
Feelgood and Jackie Ray
That just
Fuller
kind of
Show.
rolls off.
Right?
It's
It's just like,
right?
So anyhow, that's going to be launching next week, Friday. So more information to come, everyone.
And is the
But,
show gonna be held on Fridays?
Friday nights.
Friday nights
Friday
all the
nights.
time?
Friday
Okay.
night lights from, we're going to start out from
Good.
6 to 7. So
Oh.
just wanted to shout that out there.
Look at the poetess reigns.
Yikes,
Right?
radio.com.
Growing.
Anyway,
The
we're just going to
poetess
try it
reigns.
out. See what's up. Have some
So
fun with it.
proud
Get
of
jiggy with it, right?
Yeah. And so Brooklyn, do me a favor, shout that out.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
poetess reigns is coming on Fridays.
Let me go. Please do, dear. Correct.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Go ahead. Yep. Tonight. Next week.
Wow.
Awesome.
Change job. Now tune in now. Talk to the Lord and say she gonna change her job into retirement. Huh?
Okay.
Ask him now. That's the only change I want to
To
see.
get some clarity.
Nine,
Get some
one,
clarity. Right?
Yeah, ask the Lord. He'll answer you.
Yeah, he will.
He will. I done paid 31 years at the
Okay.
University of Southern California. I think it's time, people. Oh, okay. Say it again. Oh, okay. All right.
She can work with that.
I can.
So New York, you know what? I want to say right quick because we're gonna go on because I got some more questions for these ladies. New York
Frida,
though.
before we go back, I just got to give a shout out though.
Cool.
I got to give a shout out to the ownership of Beacon Radio. I got a little
Yeah.
razzle there, but please forgive me. I'm going to give a
Yes.
shout out to Phil Diablo Morris, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout out. So yeah, I just want to give that out
Coming
to
on
him.
too, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be
He's
yeah,
I have
visiting
to
us
pull up the
about, I
calendar.
can't remember the name of the show that he's going to be
Yeah.
speaking about, but from a social consciousness perspective.
it's gonna
So,
be cool.
but I'm sorry, Frida, go ahead.
No. I just right quick. I just wanted to shout out to New York. That's what I'm gonna call you, bruh. You know, you prophesied several things on
You
that
did.
evening, and like immediately, I will say, you know, you have to give God His praise. You know what I'm saying? If He do it, you
Amen.
better tell somebody He done it, right?
Amen.
And things
Amen.
have been happening ever since that day. So, you know, we got to give you that. So I'm going to need you to keep on listening. I'm going to need you to keep on tuning in. And I'm going to need you to keep that conscious contact with that God of your understanding. And then, you know, let us know what's going on so that we'll know which turns to make too.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brooklyn.
Don't start in the
Okay, you know what, Brooklyn? Sometimes it's not good to share. Shelly, see here, it's
I'm about
hyperventilating.
to
Get
hyperventilate.
the brown paper bag.
What I
It's
miss?
like Michelle, what are you doing with this?
What I
It's
miss?
real heavy.
Breathe. Breathe.
Exactly. Earthquakes are not coming, Shelly. See? Calm down.
Oh, wow.
Is that called gentrification?
That's definitely now in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Wow.
All right. Frida, you got another question there for us.
I do, actually, I do. I have a few. So I'm gonna ask all you ladies this, and I don't know how you guys want to chime in. Who's gonna chime in first? But I'm gonna get a little messy. Who would you say of this group is the bossy one?
Tanya Michelle.
Tanya Michelle.
Tanya Michelle.
Hands down, huh?
Michelle agrees.
All right, Tanya.
But in a loving way.
Yeah.
In a loving way. Uh-huh.
Okay.
She's always concerned about, if we're gonna live long and thrive.
Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You forget they can see us on Facebook, bitch. What you doing? You
I
making
can't
all...
hear you.
I'm sorry. What'd you say, New York?
You can see us on Facebook. I forgot.
My turn.
Me.
Who?
What do you mean?
My turn.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. All right.
Praise God.
Okay.
Praise God. Yes.
All right, so we know who the bossy one is. All right, you guys, who's the more passive out of the crew?
Lori.
Lori G.
Sorry.
You think so? I don't think so.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Of the group.
Who do you think is
I don't. I'm gonna answer that, but
I know.
no, I don't see that.
That's
I
me.
really don't. And you know when I really just seen Lori G when we was out there at 9 o'clock in the goddamn morning on Vermont. That's when I seen.
Yeah.
No,
You synced it, you
no,
synced it,
I
you
synced it.
So,
I synced it.
Comes out
That
when
the-
it needs to.
Yeah, Lori not the passive one. Nah,
necessary.
you know, from
Selective.
my experience
Selective.
is that Miss Shelley is the more passive out of all you guys. I do. I
I
believe
do
that.
hold back.
I
I
do.
do hold back.
Like really.
Okay.
And I know y'all got 30 years of stuff, but you gotta know,
Okay.
you know, like
For
I'm,
sure.
you know
She's
what I'm
very
saying? Yeah. No, Miss Lori ain't
I get you.
passive.
Fort Knox she'll hold back a little bit
Yeah.
until
She's
Yeah,
gotta
true.
until
be.
she hits that point of
Yeah.
paranoia. That happens.
And then be like, bitches, we ain't going on that
Exactly.
roof.
Right.
I don't care who he is. Okay. All right. Here's the question. And I want y'all to get gutter level honest in here.
Oh,
Other
yikes.
level.
Yikes.
Who's the messy one?
What does that mean?
Ooh. I want to be the messy one. I'm the messy one, damn it. I want to take a stank roll.
You gonna take a steak roll?
I want to take a stank roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Lori, I think it's you. You
Me?
muddy waters.
Oh my
I am
God.
notorious for
For
money
money
in
in
the
the
Oh
water.
my God.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I'm very nosy. I don't know if y'all know. I'm nosy. The only problem with me is once I get the information, I forget to share it with other people. That's the only
You have
problem. I forget. She'll be like, you found out, you didn't tell nobody. I forgot. So I guess I would go for the mussy Meddy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna tell you.
I was.
Next one with no memory.
There you go.
That's good.
The messy one with no memory.
That's a good thing. So, Miss Jackie, the poetess, of your previous shows that you and the ladies have had here on Yikes Radio, Poetry of Justice show, which show would you say is your most memorable? Each of you answer that question. Most memorable.
There's so many.
I know this might be a good time to kind of maybe take us through some of our really hot topics.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You guys can
Yeah.
decide which one. I think one of our big hot shows was our colorism show. Do you guys remember that one?
Oh, somebody's calling.
Yeah, you remember the colorism?
Right.
Wow.
That made a huge impact on me, and I think I learned from Tanya Michelle. Through all of our years of friendship, I never knew that she had been harassed based on the way she looked. Yeah. That was good.
Wow.
Colorism, was that one of your big ones?
Could you give me a couple others?
Yeah, and then here's another one that was really big for us, which was the plastic surgery show.
Botched one, yeah. Oh,
No.
Shirley, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
I'm
Should we
glad
talk
I
about
didn't
it?
see that show.
Let's talk
Because
about
I'm going to get it done.
it. Yikes Radio.
Yeah, we should talk about that
Then
one.
we need to talk about that. Tanya Michelle, let's pull it out. Gotta pull the bull by the horn, guys.
Done.
We gotta do it. No, really, really, so what are you thinking, what type of, did you wanna share that, or did you just wanna say you're wanting to go under
I want to
the knife?
make my boobs smaller.
Okay, okay.
Like, I don't think that there's any necessity for G's.
Okay, alrighty, I get that, alright.
They have served their purpose. Yeah.
Well, on our show that we featured were people who were obsessed
With
plastic
yeah.
surgery
Mhm.
and who couldn't necessarily afford plastic or all the number of
Mhm.
surgeries that they wanted to
Plastic
get.
surgery
Yeah.
parties.
Right, and they were going to doctors that were not
Yeah.
certified.
And not even doctors.
good, or just people, there was a lady who put cement in her butt.
I'm sure that was an awesome
Yeah.
show because it's some bad stuff happening.
It's some bad stuff.
And then
Yeah.
there's people that are so desperate that even though medically one doctor may tell them that they cannot do it, they'll go to somewhere else. So we kind of touched a little bit on, I think it's Kanye's mom.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that
Yeah.
and how desperate people can be. And if you have money, you can persuade someone to do it. You can
Right.
give them
It
enough
doesn't even
money
take
to.
much persuading.
Right. I think
No.
we spoke on that and
And there was a big debate, and that might be good to ask you, Freda. And I am very excited because my sister-in-law,
Yes.
Chris Fisher, is here in the studio with
Hey,
us. Who's being very
Chris.
silent. Come up to the mic and say hello. Say hello.
Hey.
Chris is our pre-show shenanigans. How you enjoying yourself tonight, sis?
Very well.
Yeah.
You guys are very interesting.
you no doubt you'll leave here laughing. No doubt. No doubt.
You're funny. I love you all.
Bless you. Thank you for coming.
You're
welcome.
Exactly. So one of the questions that we talked about on that show, ladies, I don't know if you remember, is the question of plastic surgery and children. We had
did.
a couple of cases where children had their noses, their parents allowed their noses to be made smaller because they were being teased. Do you remember that show, Tanya Michelle? Tanya,
You there?
did we lose you?
Where'd she go?
Uh-oh, we may have
I
lost Tanya
think so,
Michelle.
maybe she's not.
I
right.
remember that show because at that time, and how we came up on that subject is because I had a client that was a plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, and parents were signing for their kids to have whatever they wanted, like 18. Like they couldn't wait to be 18, and they're like lined up at the door.
Wow.
And I think Tanya Michelle touched a little bit on the fact that, you know, they're not really finished growing, but these doctors were actually operating on them. And
We had this child that was 7. She was 7. Here, Tanya Michelle's sending a text. I don't know what happened. Let's see. So, Freda, what's your opinion about a 7-year-old
I
getting
think
plastic
that
surgery?
it should be criminal. It's you know, there are just some things that you don't do to the babies. Unfortunately, these things are happening. Oh God, all over the world. But no, I don't know. In fact, I probably wouldn't even need to be around a person that has that kind of thought process. Right? You're gonna subject your child to something that could be fatal.
yes.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
And then you're doing it, and the child, okay, they may be being teased or something like that, but they really don't have what it takes, you know, mentally to make an informed decision. You know, they just know that they're being teased, my feelings are hurt. Well, we have other remedies for that.
Right.
Certainly not plastic surgery.
But I like what it was originated from. Now, of course, one exception to it, of course, is if, you know, if a child was disfigured.
Disfigured.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But my opinion is, I guess they've had enough practice now that, you know, if someone is disfigured, they're able to kind of make them a little bit normal. And I've seen some horror stories, you know, I've had some personal horror stories where somebody has lost their limbs, trying to,
Injection in the butt.
in desperation of trying to get the booty.
Right?
You know?
I saw them.
Yes.
YikesRadio.com.
Yikesradio.com. Who shall be nameless.
I love Shelly. I swear to God, I do. All you ladies.
Let's ask the baby. I want to ask the baby.
Oh,
Chris,
okay.
you got I'm sorry, please, I was gonna have Miss Whitley decide. And
Oh.
Whitley is a voice from our youth, right?
Absolutely.
And under the, age of 18, and a nice, beautiful young gal. What do you feel about plastic surgery? And what do you feel?
I feel that you should be of age to get plastic surgery, and it should be for a good cause. Like, you shouldn't do it for somebody else. You should do it for yourself. Like, if you want to do it, not because it's what others will think of you. It's what you think of yourself.
So do you think like for medical purposes, or do you think like, say, okay, let's use your me for example, right? Do you think like my decision or my wanting to have reduction is something that's
If
feasible?
you're doing it for yourself, yeah.
Well,
yeah. Yeah, if you're doing it for yourself, yeah.
Would you have for surgery when you get 30 or 40 years old?
No.
Right
I don't blame
answer,
you.
right answer, Becky.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think it also has to do with maturity. I think the other thing is, a lot of times when you are younger, other people have an impression on, let's say if your ears are too big or whatever, it takes maturity to grow into it, to say, you know what, I used to hate, I hear people say it all the time, I used to hate my hair, or I used to hate my nose, or I used to hate my ears, but I like them now. So my thing is, sometimes it just takes maturity because you're listening, and that's one of the things I can say about my dear grandmother. She's always taught me, like if I were to say, oh, my hair is this, or oh, my nose is this, she would say, compared to who? Who are you comparing yourself to?
And Ayana Bonzan says that.
Compared to who? Who are you comparing yourself to?
Comparison is
Absolutely.
violence against the self.
So, yeah.
That's what she
Yeah.
says.
So why, compared to who?
That's it.
We're all made differently and beautifully. Like I said,
But I'm interested in a parent.
Yeah.
I mean, what is happening with a parent's thought process
I
where
can't even imagine. I
where
don't even know.
you feel like my child is being teased because of their ears or because of their eyebrows or whatever that is, let's medically make that different. I mean, as mothers.
Many times
Chris?
in those cases, the parents are not happy with their kids. Like sometimes parents have this ideal picture of what they want their kids to look like. When I was very young at Cedars, in that world where looks is everything, I remember somebody back then going in their daughter's nose, it didn't look right, it didn't look, just because she wasn't comfortable with it. Instead of saying, you are beautiful, you are who you are,
Right.
they grow into it, they're going to change it. So sometimes it's the parents and their own psychological issues.
And maybe
That's true.
because of something that they went through, and this, now you need to know that I am so not justifying that thought process. You know what I'm saying? But I think oftentimes too, like you have that, I call it a syndrome. The pageant, the little girls in the pageant,
Toddlers and
and how,
Yes.
right?
Right.
Where the parent is living vicariously, I say
Through the children.
vigorously through those children and just messing them up. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you there, Tanya Michelle, that it a lot of it probably does have to do with that parent, with something that's going on inside of that parent.
Yeah.
Cause I just can't, I can see it too, if they come from one of those type of households that, so much is placed on what you look like. This is not, you know what I'm saying, where they, the,
Right, look right, stand
yeah,
up, support, don't hold yourself up, that's not how you talk.
yeah,
Don't write stuff, even though it's these parents feel like
yeah,
they're their kids.
right, right.
Mommy dearest, yeah, I know.
No, it's sad though, really, because.
My life was.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just looking.
Okay.
Okay.
Yikesradio.com.
It's processing.
But you know what? I'm
Yeah,
interested. What are your
exciting.
thoughts about how does social media and the era of which we live in, of selfies and posting things every 2 seconds, play into the idea of plastic surgery?
Hugely.
Hugely.
Yeah.
Cause I'm even this. Hold on, I even have the audacity to be thinking about going under the knife again. People, I'm just saying. I know I need to be bopped upside the head with a bob gun.
No, you don't.
After what had happened to me. But I'm just saying, I get it. I get
Get
it.
it.
It's like,
Having-
fool,
yeah.
and then I'm like, fool,
Yeah.
fool.
Yeah.
And then you keep it moving smooth. But yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joe?
I think you're right, but I think you have the right concept. If you don't need it, you don't need it. And one of the things that I think people have this perception that people have about getting that surgery, they don't realize that you cannot keep up the same habits that
Oh,
you
God,
had
no.
before that.
Like,
So that's
eat
another
again.
thing. I have witnessed people who have gone under the knife, and you look at them today and you say, when did you go under the knife?
I have seen that.
Or
I've
they're
seen that.
very ill for the rest of their life. I think I know what
I've
you're
seen
talking
that.
about. I had a very good friend in Colorado who, I didn't even know she had this particular surgery done until later, but what I did know is that she was always sick. Like, she was in and out of the hospital all the time, and I would go, and because they were military, her husband, I worked on the base, and her husband was like deployed, you know what I mean? And so I would go and stay, because she had 2 smaller children, you know, one older girl, but, and this girl was absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
Like gorgeous, you know what I mean? But she had this surgery, and there was a huge amount of weight apparently that had been lost. I didn't know her prior to that, but this surgery, and I've read about it since then too, that those surgeries, they oftentimes cause problems for the rest of people's lives. Yeah.
Bariatric?
Like bariatric, gastric bypass, stuff
okay.
like that.
I think that's a little bit different,
Yeah, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Drooping off and everything.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's what I would like to say about plastic surgery. And a wiser, older woman told me this. Before you go under the knife, before you go under plastic surgery, try to fix what's on the inside before you try to fix what's on the outside, what everybody sees.
That's interesting.
Because if you don't and you go under the knife, you're gonna go right back to where you were, because you're still not fixing what's inside.
I can't fix what's going on with this, and I gotta just go. Cause I ain't nothing I can do about
Gravity.
it, but keep taking a whole
No,
bunch of damn
I'm-
barbiturates. No, I'm just.
I'm seeing where people want a bigger butt, or they want a
Side
bigger,
effects, right?
Right,
you know,
right.
people who want a bigger butt.
No, I know,
People
I
who want, you know,
know, I
that's just,
know. It's
oh, I gotta
sad.
take one rib out. Oh, you know,
Right? No, it's ridiculous.
there's
That
something
was a
on the
good
inside
show.
that
It
needs
was.
fixing.
That was a
Tiny
good
Michelle,
show.
There were hints. Do you remember those that are guidelines that you shared with individuals of what they should look for in a surgeon?
This is what happened. I really like the Kaiser Foundation model, Kaiser Hospital, because they actually make you meet a certain amount. You have to lose a certain weight. You have your BMI has to be a certain amount. You have to go through a whole weight loss regimen program under the guise of Kaiser, because they guarantee that you will have no side effects. You reduce your side effects, or you reduce your complications. And so, you know, you just go in and you're not that weight loss, then it's the chance of you gaining weight, if you haven't, like Shelly said, if you haven't taken the steps you need to take in order to make sure you don't gain the weight back. Then you have another part of what happens, because when the fat comes back, it comes back in other areas.
Yes, it does. Saw that.
May be smaller, but then your butt may start shifting again.
Yep.
Because the fat is gonna come
Yep.
back.
Go somewhere else.
Yep.
So you just, there's particular guidelines that they push which be successful for you not to, you know.
Wow.
Even in
You
my
remember
case,
Yikes.
I work. Yikes.
you think that'll happen in my case? I swear to God, if they take these away, I ain't tripping. I'm not gonna be thinking, oh, they still real too big and I need to go back. No, just take me down from these old G's and give me about a double D. No, cool. I'm cool. But Lori,
Yes.
I'm sure that show had to be amazing, because
That was.
people are dying. We
People
we
are
can
dying,
kid around
yeah.
and joke around.
Yeah. People were
but
losing
people are
limbs.
dying.
People were dying.
And then you think about too, the whole mindset. Tiny Michelle just kind of spoke on that. You know what I'm saying? Prior to even having the surgery, it's a lot of mental health, mental illness issues that's going on in some of these people.
We had a
And
lady that we
certainly-
talked about. She was trying to become the real life Barbie.
and she is
And the King
tore
Man.
up from
And the
the
can too. I seen the
You
can
said,
dog.
yeah, the
see the
king guy,
king,
y'all.
You see that woman whose lips is like way out here, that look like somebody's butt, and she really thinks that she's normal looking. She really does.
So is that body dysmorphia?
Yes.
Yes,
And-
that's
Yes.
exactly what it is.
That is exactly what it was.
And that mental,
You see?
that's mental, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
absolutely.
It's looking at me like.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my gosh, it's too much.
Yeah, but I think too, with our babies, with the kids and stuff, I know, and I don't know, I guess you just kinda have to be able to have a balanced hand with it, but, you know, we have to send these babies out of the door feeling good about who they are. We have to send these babies out of the door knowing that they are enough, just the way that
Beautifully
they
and
are.
wonderfully
You know what I'm
made.
saying? Because that oftentimes
Beautifully and wonderfully made.
culminates
have
in
to
that.
build, I feel like it's part of parenting.
In the morning and I see my boots hanging and my stomach with stretch marks, I go, I love you.
I ain't telling these boobs I love them yet.
I'm
I
not
ain't
yet.
gonna lie. Look, I hear
like
you
to
though.
weigh in. I'd love to hear what you have to think
Yeah.
about plastic surgery.
Come on, Chris.
Okay, so, plastic surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So everything you said, everything you all said were right, especially about, you know, like this mental or something. When you think about having plastic surgery, like she said, you have to do from the inside out. But if you really think about it, see, I like to go into the Bible and bring it to the natural
Oh,
state.
let's
do it.
You
Do
know,
it.
So if you look at the flesh,
Okay.
you know, the flesh, it makes you wanna do this, it makes you wanna do that, it makes you wanna, you know, and the flesh actually, it's all inside of you. Everything out here is not real, so everything is on the inside of you.
Right.
Because your world is your world.
That's right.
You know, so if you are putting in something, well, see, the people, the they in the Bible are the they. The they who don't know who makes the giant size drink or the medication who alters your gut, it goes to your brain, because the warfare is in your brain anyway. So those people that are having plastic surgery, you know, it's their flesh. I see like this. If you can't fast for 3 days because you crave and you want to eat something, you can't do it, then why did you have a surgery? Because you gonna crave, because the flesh is going,
It's gonna
it's
want
going,
it.
it talks to you.
It does.
You can hear it. It tell you you want this. You can say, you know what? I'm not gonna eat for 5 hours. You know, I'm just gonna fast for 5 hours. I guarantee you, somebody's gonna say, "Hey, you wanna go to lunch today?" You know, or something's gonna happen where you know, but that flesh in you, you know, and those people that's doing their children,
Wow.
you know, they're only doing it because they're trying to live through their children, or
Yeah.
they think they're real people, so they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix you to look like how I should have looked back then."
Right,
you know,
right,
so
right.
you know, it's still the flesh talking.
The parents putting their stuff on their kids. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I wanted to say another word, but that's what they're doing. They're putting
Yeah.
their stuff,
That's exactly what
their
it is.
stuff that they're carrying, they're putting it on their kids.
And they can't help it. When you look at it, they can't help it.
Because hurt
They
people
can't help
hurt
it.
people.
Right, right.
And then
Love when
if
you
you're
say that.
back to that analogy, it's on the inside.
It's on the inside. Everything on the inside is out. When your car is filthy, dirty, and you drive around in it, it runs raggedy. As soon as you wash it and clean it up, it's like,
You know, I've had that experience many times.
you know, eat a hamburger and watch you feel like, oh, I'm constipated now.
Right,
Go
right.
eat some greens, eat your salad. The next day you wake up, you're gonna be like,
Oh, clarity. in the
Yeah.
because scientifically, your gut was first before your brain, so everything that goes in your gut goes straight to your brain. And so that's where the warfare the Bible talks about. That's where the warfare is, in between your eyes. It ain't out here in, you know, your spirit.
Battlefield of the
We're
mind.
spirit. You know, we're spirit. We're the light.
Mhm.
You know, so the light in us, in this old body, you know, that's here in the natural, you know, we have to deal with it, but master yourself. Like when Jesus rode in on that ass that nobody could ride, he mastered
Yeah, he
that
did.
bullhead. You know, you gotta master yourself. I try every day.
Absolutely.
Every day.
And then if you do that and you get it right up here,
Yeah.
I mean, really get it right. We call it do the work, right, Poet?
Yes.
When you really do that, you know what I'm saying? Then the spirit is more filled with the right stuff. You won't even want the surgery no more. You start thinking and feeling
Right,
differently
exactly.
Because
about
you're
who
fixing
you
the
are.
inside.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
So does that mean you're gonna not get that?
No, this is a
augmentation?
medical.
See,
This is
You know
This
what?
is for medical
That's the
reasons.
difference.
Your
This is different.
That was
different.
different.
But you know what? That was different.
I go to the bathroom and I'm hurting because you know what I'm saying? That ain't natural. I
I thought about that before.
huh?
Your neck and your back.
My
neck
neck.
and my back.
My back. Yeah.
Yeah, mine
I had
too.
that thought before to have a plastic surgery,
Me
but
too.
on my belly, but not because I want my belly to be small, but because my oldest son, he only weighed 3 pounds. And so back then, the old doctors, when they did a C-section, so I had this big old
They
scar.
cut wrong.
Yeah, I had this big old
Mhm.
scar from my navel all the way down, like about a
Yeah.
half-inch thick, you know.
They
And
cut
so it made my
wrong.
muscles unaligned. So I was thinking, maybe if I go and get that. And did you know that when you have scars, it affects your electrical in your body? Scars, they interrupt your circuit and cause other things to happen.
And I can see why, because there's nerve endings in the
And
skin. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah.
So,
That
you know,
makes
but
a lot of
I ain't gonna
sense.
do it. I just keep on touching it, rubbing that scar, and
I'm gonna be rubbing mine too, 'cause
Well,
that's what has
Freda's
kept me
gonna
from.
do it.
That's what has kept me from doing it, because when I first inquired about it, they said that the scars, and there was. I'm like, you mean to tell me you can take a person's nose and move it and place it somewhere else? You mean to tell me you can, do all these things that you do, and you can't take my breast down and not have any big crosses in
Yeah,
between
you
my.
see that part.
But I'ma deal with them.
Breast is so vascular. One of the things that you worry about with breast surgery is that you lose sensation in your nipples.
I don't care.
Because they take them from down here and they put them up here.
They're a little too sensitive now anyway.
Yeah.
But really though, that was a good show. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
that
it was
would
a
be
great
something
show.
that you
I'm
could, like,
sorry.
when you're not gonna, when you, for whatever reason, you might not be able to be in the studio, put that back out there. Yeah.
Exactly. It was. We had
So that was a good
lot
I
of
bet it
opinions
was.
about that one.
What
I
else?
think another big show for us was the Centralia Brown.
Yes, Shelley, you brought that to the group. You had
I
a
was
lot
here
of
then.
passion. Yeah.
About the clemency.
Yeah, I was very passionate about that because I felt that young lady, I guess I'm passionate about it because that's the kind of line of work that my daughter does a little bit, and that's working with girls who are part of sex trafficking, or who are abused, or who are prostituted, who are very young, and it just made me very passionate that this girl was serving a life sentence, and now she's going to be released this August, and I'm just over the moon that she's going to be released.
Yeah.
Based on the things that she has said recently, she has grown to be a very articulate, smart young lady. And maybe incarceration did save her life, but I think she is at a point where she should be released, that she should not be punished for the rest of her life for thinking somebody was going to kill her.
I agree.
So I was on a quest to say that she needed to be released.
Yeah, that was, you were
You on fire, easy.
I was lit. I was lit on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good show.
It was a very good show, which brings just for the group, what do you call it, tea time, something like that? Yeah. Is, what do you guys think about Kim Kardashian and her engagement with this prisoner release type program? She has worked to have 17 prisoners up until this point have their sentences overturned.
I think that's great, but
Yeah.
you did see the news about there are really 2 African American women
I did see that.
who spearheads that, who's really
That's
done
what
the work. Kim, I'm
But
not
they
taking
did-
nothing away from
No,
her,
no,
not
I'm just
taking
saying.
nothing away from her at all. You know what I mean? Because her star
She
power,
did,
her
right.
presence,
Is what
you know what I'm
made it
saying?
happen.
It's that attention.
Yeah, brought far more attention to
More
it.
light
But,
to it.
yeah, but I think it's pretty. I think it's an awesome thing.
Absolutely.
It's an awesome thing, whatever it takes to right some of these injustices that
Yeah.
Up and down,
people
yeah.
are suffering. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of them.
Right.
There's a
And
lot.
one thing that I was ambivalent when I heard about it at first, but she does pay this law firm whatever the rate would be if this firm was working on the behalf of these inmates.
Wow.
Yeah, so she,
That's
it's not
awesome.
pro bono for
Okay.
the firm that she's working with. So when I heard that, I was like, well, that's pretty good.
She's all right.
That's pretty good.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think she should pay us for it. I was just reading something the other day.
That's right.
The crime bill for 1994, and half the people that's in jail shouldn't be in there anyway.
Mhm.
And help rehabilitate them. I think that's great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that could benefit from that type of thing. We're gonna do a show here soon,
Yeah.
right? That I'm real excited about, that'll tie into all of this whole,
Right.
you know, the getting out and stuff like that, but yeah.
Wanna
that's
talk
coming.
about it?
Well, what I wanna say about it is that it's going to be, because I even had to like think about this myself, right? Like, these are people, Van Jones he's helping this other organization to get people who have been convicted of heinous crimes, getting them released, you know what I'm saying? Because most of them were on drugs. Drugs definitely played a part in the crimes that they committed, you know what I'm saying? But they've paid their debt to society, and I've had the pleasure of meeting and working with one of those gentlemen who benefited from that program. And
Awesome.
I would say, I don't know where I'm at yet, you know, because it wasn't one of my family members that was murdered, right? So what you think about that, Lori? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but do they deserve another chance?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do. I mean,
they do.
I've
They do.
been looking at the Van Jones, the Redemption Project.
Yes,
And I think all people deserve,
yes.
you know, another chance.
Yeah.
I mean, not that, you know, I've done anything comparison, but.
If
when
you
I
remember
look
that
back-
time when you and Shirley at the vault.
But when I look back at myself, you know, the 20-year-old Lori is not the 30-year-old Lori,
Exactly.
who's the 40-year-old Lori.
Stop.
You know,
Stop
right
right
there.
there.
Who's the 80-year-old Lori. I mean, we change.
We evolve, things
We
change
evolve,
us.
we learn more, our circumstances are different. I really don't believe, I guess that is a whole nother show, our
Yeah.
judicial system.
Yes.
And can we talk about that?
Just a little bit.
On the radio-a-thon, I think, that
Yeah.
the justice system
Oh,
is really
yeah,
not
yeah,
about,
yeah.
truth and
Uh-huh.
justice.
And
Fair
rehabilitation.
Rehabilitation,
Not
or
at
any
all.
of those things.
Right. Because that's why
It's
we
just,
have our
it's
Kelly.
not.
But I would say that if it's something that you've done to
Hello,
children.
caller, thank you for calling.
Mm-mm.
Hello, you're on the.
You're on New York again.
Hey, you, how you doing?
Hey.
So now you with us for POJ After Dark.
Oh,
yeah,
POJ
J
After
After
Dark,
Dark.
Brooklyn. Are you ready?
It's 12.
You ready? You from Brooklyn? Okay. Well, I think,
All right, free
well, we're
roll.
glad you're back.
So, going into this
Cool.
phase of this POJ show, it's Lori G's birthday. We gotta sing happy birthday, Lori. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Thank you. So,
Let's get cake wasted.
Didn't we just talk about fat people and surgery and all
we didn't talk about fat people, we talked about plastic surgery people. That's what we talked about. Absolutely. I know, cake wasted.
right? How you feel, Lori?
You know, I feel pretty good. You know, pretty good. I'm trying to keep it together. You know? Just really, guys, thanks for all the love. It's been great. Just blessed that God has smiled on me and allowed me to see another year with my health and in my right mind, and just an abundance of blessings with my friends, my family, that I do have a job,
God is good.
That God is good. So I just, I'm so happy and very, very happy to be able to share that with you guys.
You're awesome.
Awesome.
So when we move to our After Dark segment, just kind of carrying over a really big topic, which will lead into our chatagram, which I'll talk a little bit about,
Okay.
was the Me Too movement. Do you guys remember that show?
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah, and I was shocked that there were issues of harassment and sexual discrimination that all of us had experienced as members of the chat.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I just didn't know that that kind of existed at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that show, Tanya Michelle? Tanya? We lost her again. Okay. Well, from that show, well, you know what? Before we go from that from there to our chatagrams, one super hot show was R. Kelly. And I think R. Kelly, we deserve to be on the After Dark side, right?
Yeah.
We might have to look to Oz on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We was jamming.
It was
too.
our R. Kelly show.
Mhm.
It was.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
good. That was good.
And so everybody knows, you know, the whole journey of R. Kelly. But my question is, what's happening now?
He just.
Do you think the momentum has kind of slowed down?
Mm-mm. No, as a matter of fact, Lori, I just read, so he was able to pay like $67,000 to the wife for the child support, right? And then just here in like a day or two ago, he was back in court and he was able to give her 20-some odd thousand, and there's still another 20-some odd thousand that he owes, but him and his attorney says he will absolutely not pay that. That's interest. Yada yada yada. But as far as the child molestation, the sex crimes that he has perpetrated, right? There's two investigations that's going on. What do they call it? They're like
Grand jury?
like grand jury type of things that's going on. There's some more charges in New York
Against the aura?
that they're doing those secret hearings about.
Oh, wow.
And the one girl, is her name Faith? The dark skinned girl, very beautiful little girl. She just testified, so there are people that are testifying before the grand jury for some more charges against him in New York. So, no, it hasn't died down. I just think that his handlers are doing a better job of keeping
Of keeping
things.
the publicity down?
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, particularly since it's gonna be televised, the cameras. Yes.
Well, actually, New York, the lady, the young lady who I'm speaking of, who I know just testified for this secret grand jury for some more charges, she's been in this. I haven't seen anybody new, actually. You know what I mean? I don't know, maybe you're in New York, maybe you've seen some different things. But, yeah, he's and he's not a nice guy. You know, that was a good show. That was a good show.
That was a
Oh my
good show.
Lord.
That show was very good.
Randy,
Controversial.
overall, Randy, how do you feel about it overall, Randy? Seriously.
Yeah.
Me and Shelly, we have a problem.
What's wrong?
But you know,
I don't know.
you know what? I'm gonna call, you gotta call Satan out sometimes, particularly since we have our prophet on the show. I wanna share some with you, Randy. Huh?
Who is that for?
Okay. Uh-huh.
That he is not a nice guy.
He's not.
Well,
He's not.
okay.
Mm.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My whole thing, and I've had to evolve to this point because I think that at that show, Lori, I think I was like, fuck R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yes, thanks.
ruining these little girls' lives. You know what I'm saying? And since then, my stance on it has he deserves whatever it is that the law says he deserves, because I do believe that he has done this. But I had to start thinking about, when you start thinking about from a different perspective, he hurt people. I say all the time, hurt people. And he was damaged goods. He psychologically had been torn. You know what I'm saying? There was some things that happened to him.
Right.
And unfortunately in life, good, bad, or indifferent, you get what you give. You know what I'm saying? And so the world gave him a pretty bad hand.
Wow.
With a sister,
Out the gate.
right? That was
gate.
demented and deranged.
Right.
And so that's what he got,
That's what he gave.
and that's what he gave. And so I think that with whatever it is that they choose to do to him, I hope that with all this attention that's being shown on this criminal justice center, that he gets the help that he needs as well.
Right.
Because mentally he's messed up.
I just don't.
I agree with you because I think at the show, when we first had it, I wasn't listening to any of the music because it was sick.
Mm-hmm. No, it doesn't.
Daily.
Say it again, Poet. Say it again, Poet.
Daily. My mind.
She said daily. I mean, you're right, though.
I'm bull jiving, but on the straight real, when I want to listen to the Carols, I do. If it's on, I haven't bought no new stuff, but I was one of his biggest freaking fans, so I already have his stuff. Go ahead, Randy. Oh, shit. Don't get started. That's true.
Randy, he's an adult. Can I just interject
Yeah.
that? He's an
baby.
adult. Right. Right, he's a man, but he's an adult who should not be preying on
babies.
14-year-olds.
Which brings
These
me
are
to-
babies.
Uh-oh.
I don't care.
Which brings me to
she can walk down the street butt naked.
Uh-oh.
I don't give you the
Butt
right
naked.
to take her
And that's
jam
my
her
point.
down.
Mm-mm.
Come on, Randy, now.
That's what I was
You
getting
can look
ready
at
to
a
say.
baby and tell whether or not she's 25.
I was
I'm
getting
worried
ready to
about, I'm
say,
worried in Brooklyn right now.
we got this one here, my baby. Where's she at? Well, anyway, she's 16. She'll be 17 this year. But you can look at her. And I don't care. And I know we have some girl. I was one of those girls that was 14, 15, 16 years old. And I looked much older, than I carried myself much older than what I was. But if you really pay attention, if your intentions are honorable, you will know that is a
Look, Oz is
child.
speaking. Let
Okay.
Oz speak.
All
right.
Oz has had enough.
Exactly, man. All these men is trying to co-sign this. As a man, you know exactly how old a young lady is.
Thank you.
Especially when you can tell just how she walk, how she carry herself, how she talk.
Well, hello.
Especially when she take off her clothes. You know what I'm saying? You know what's going on. man.
Right.
Hold on.
Handle it, Oz.
Come on now.
There's no way she 14 and she look like Nicki
Minaj.
Minaj. 30 years old. There's no way. Man,
I've
done
been to the
Bronx.
Bronx.
I should've been to
Baby.
Queens.
I got
sorry.
Every year.
Okay, that's all that
And
matters.
some of these girls do look older, but I'm talking
They
about
look warmer.
for a man to
Okay,
do
focus.
this
I want you to get relaxed and then you can get on the
Do
mic
this
and be here.
to consistently do it and keep them captive. Come
And what are you
on.
getting out of a young girl? Like, I
And you
never
talking to
understand.
their parents?
Okay.
Which brings
Okay.
me to this question.
He was. Don't you know the story? By his
Which
sister.
brings me to this question. Can he can get some therapy, of course, he can get some counseling, but can he be cured of it?
No, that's the one thing. That's
the
why
thing
we were
that
talking
I'm
about
afraid
that.
of.
There
I
are
don't think
some
he can be cured from
things
that.
that I feel.
Cured from
Mm-mm.
lusting after the babies.
Okay,
He's been
so
doing it
let
for
me just
30 years.
interject.
I don't believe so.
Can he be, Lord?
Cured is a very interesting term. In my opinion, I equate, pedophilia to other crosses that people have to bear.
Mental
Whether
health.
that's alcoholism, whether that's drug addiction, there may be something inside of you that enjoys or receives pleasure from young
Absolutely.
children. As if we receive pleasure from alcohol or from drugs.
You're right.
But we cannot be cured, but we can develop coping mechanisms that allow us not to act on those impulses. And I think that he can engage in.
Now with the
Thank you for answering
child
my question. I was wondering
molesters,
that.
but with the child molesters, I don't think that that's something that they will stop doing because it's an inherent thing with them.
You have to heal that.
Yeah.
When he sees it coming.
Right.
Amen.
Now,
Amen.
Michael's not here to defend
Come on,
himself.
Tanya Michelle, talk about it, baby.
No, Michael was not here.
A chair.
I know that.
You can hear the show going on.
But you know why he can't? It's because he feels
Nothing's wrong
that
with it.
that is normal.
Mhm.
That's the difference in a person. We have a lot of men and women that have
watching that
been.
interview if he feels it's normal, other than it
He
is
knows
pleasurable.
not to show that.
Yeah.
He knows not to show that. You know, he's what is it? He's illiterate. He doesn't read and write, but he's not stupid. He knows not to show that. You know what I mean? But with the people with that type of mind, this is my point. You know, I go like to the whole mental health thing with it. A person with that type of mind, because from day one, you know what I'm saying, from birth on, we know these are grown people, these are children. These are things that grown people do, these are things that children do. These are things that grown people do to and with grown people, and these are things that we don't do to and with children. The person that's capable of doing these types of things to children, I think about just recently reading about 2 or 3 incidents where they have raped 9-month-old babies to death. Right? The mind of that person is different, just like the mind of an alcoholic and a drug abuser is different, right? We're wired differently. I'm an addict, y'all, for those of y'all that don't know. Clean for 13 years, but the mind is different, and the mind of a pedophile is different, and it doesn't, like, my mind doesn't change. The addict mind, it doesn't, like you said, I have developed some different coping, but for some reason, the pedophile, the person, the grown man or the grown individual that's attracted to a child, like, they're attracted to these children just like we're attracted to the opposite sex, or like a gay person is attracted to the same sex. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that can be changed. Now, what I do believe is that we have some that just might not continue with the behavior because they can't pay the consequences. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to go to prison, or they don't want to get killed. Because, see, personally, I think that when you do something to babies, I really think that's what the death penalty should be for. I do. I really do, because
capital punishment.
No questions asked. Once it's proven that you have harmed a child, I think that's
There's
what
a lot
the
of
death
people that feel that way.
penalty should be for.
Freda Ross.
They need to, that's the same thing, adult versus child.
There's a line that you do not cross when it comes to children. There's a line. And for people who have a problem with that line, have a sickness.
And that sickness can't be healed. Now, that's my opinion. I don't think that that's something that can be changed. And that seems like I'm not giving God the due that he deserves, right? And God knows that that's not the case. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I said, I believe that they will, some of them will just not even partake of that, whatever their guilty pleasure
like I
is.
said, that's a part of the work, right?
Yeah.
That's a part of the healing process. A part of the healing process is the realization that I'm not going to ever get this desire out of me, right? So it's to recognize the desire when it raises its head, right? To know and to be able to normalize that this is truly happening, and then to be able to act upon the steps that you have in place to divert that behavior. In my opinion, R. Kelly knows that's wrong. Because when people don't know things are wrong, they just flow with them
Right.
as openly as you can.
No, he
But
knows.
he
Took
coerces
steps.
these young women. If you saw the Gayle King interview, when she interviewed the two young girls who are now older girls, that he purposely made noises and sounds in the background of the studio, so they would have an awareness that he was in that space,
Present.
right?
I know,
And
they
he
just
couldn't
do it
have done
anyway.
that. He could not allow them. Right? No, absolutely
That's
not.
the reason why
Never.
it's so insidious.
That's why he knows.
Because he takes
knows.
children.
And
And
he
he
took the
manipulates.
steps. He took the steps.
He
to
told you
protect-
though, right?
told us
He's
all.
been the Pied Piper.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
Who
just want to
said
take
that
a
night?
moment
Was that you?
to welcome Aaliyah to the show. Aaliyah
Hi,
and
Aaliyah.
I, yeah, so we work together in our daytime life, and so I just want to take
Right.
the opportunity to welcome her to the show. How are you tonight, Aaliyah?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too, Love Bug. So these are the ladies of the chat, and this is my sister Lori G.
Nice to meet
And
you.
this is her birthday.
Happy. Oh, it's your birthday.
Yes,
Happy birthday.
thank you. And this is the lovely Chris Fisher. This is Lori's sister-in-law. And my right hand over here, Miss Shelley C.
Hi.
Dollar, she's on the other side.
the wing woman, Miss Freda Ross. And then on the line I have, Inglewood is always up to no good. So Tanya Michelle is on the line. Our amazing engineer, Mr. Emmett McGee, and my precious assistant.
Don't
Miss
forget,
Whitney
don't
G.
forget New York.
And then of course, Mr. Randy.
Hanging with
Morris,
us
so
today,
this young
Mr.
man has
Randy.
prophesied over
Yes.
our show on 2 occasions, just by the grace of the Spirit of the living God. So, welcome to the show. So go ahead, guys, do what you do.
No, but I agree with
Oh,
you, Lori.
you know what? I'm sorry, you guys gonna be really mad at me for it. I'm crazy. I just always so since I have the floor, guys, I just want to go ahead and one more time before we end the broadcast is let everybody know that starting this coming Friday, the 24th of May, yours truly, Jackie Ray Phillips, will be co-hosting a show with Mr. Phil Diablo Morris, also known as Dr. Feelgood, and he is on Beacon Radio, Beakon, Beakon. So I'm real blessed, excited, and jazzed about that rollout. So that's new to you too, Aaliyah, because it's new to me. So we just took care of that and got everything confirmed. So
Dr. Field.
Dr. Feelgood. And Jackie Ray Phillips. Friday night. They don't even sound right.
Okay, we're gonna have to get your email address, New York, when before you hang up, okay?
Not just yet.
We'll get it though before you.
Before we go.
Lawyer, we're gonna do the chattergram. Cause
We
gotta do the
We gotta
chattergram.
do the chattergram. So, guys, I wanna share with you that one of the things, well, 3 things kind of grew out of the chat when we got together and we talked about programming, right?
Yeah.
So we're like, well, we want to be able to banter around these different ideas, but we also want to, impact and impart upon our community. So we developed a health minute, which
Yes.
Tanya Michelle talks about flu season's coming up or Women's Health Month. So we have that health minute segment. And then we had Shelly C, which does our fashion forward, kind of tells us about what's happening with our fashion and what's going on. And then I developed an invitation for people to email in. And New York, I'm gonna give you our email where you can send information for these things called a chatagram. And that just really flew off, these chatograms, right? So people email questions and scenarios and things that are happening in their life. So if you have something you wanna share with the chat, you can email us at lori.gpeco@gmail.com. And I'll give you that handle again. But I wanna share with you one more time, it's lori.gpeco, C as in cat.
He said P.
No, it's at LORI.GPE dot GPECO at gmail.com.
Is he following live on Facebook? Maybe we can.
Yeah, and we will put it up, we'll put it up on Facebook for you too. But what I wanna do is to jump into the, we've had a couple of chatograms that have been in our queue for a couple months now.
Yikes.
Because we just had so much content, and so now that the Poetry of Justice show has gone to this 2-hour platform, we really have a chance to kinda add on our chatograms. So, we need to give some advice to somebody, so I want you all listening, particularly Oz. Oz, are you listening?
I'm listening.
All right.
He already get ready. Get your mic ready.
All right, so everybody get your minds right. So hello, ladies of the chat. I am a 26-year-old actress that has been trying to make a go of things in the industry. When I first graduated, work was steady, small parts as an extra on a couple of independent films, but the past year, there has been nothing. I've been working as a barista for the past year, and I hate my job. The hours are long, the people are rude, and the pay is shitty. I moved in my kinda actor boyfriend a few months ago to help me with expenses.
Uh-oh.
Although we date from time to time and have sex, we each have our own bedrooms and are free to see and date other people. He recently received a recurring role on an upcoming sitcom. I am so happy for him. Immediately after hearing the news, I told him we had to celebrate. I cooked an amazing dinner. We watched his audition tape that landed him the role. Wine and weed led to romance, and before we both knew it,
Wine and weed.
we were naked in the bed with him on top of me.
Wine and weed will do that.
Every time.
Wine and weed will do that.
We were kissing and touching like no tomorrow. Right before he was ready to enter me, where's Willie?
Jesus Lord. Girl, go get some water from 7-Eleven.
This was steamy, people. So right before he was ready to enter me, I whispered
Oh
in
my
his
God.
ear
Mama.
that I was so happy that he was gonna take away all my financial stress and allow me to quit my job and
What?
make me his woman.
Oh.
Did he say that?
This is what she said to him in his ear.
Oh, no.
Wine
As-
Wine and weed. I'm
Okay,
telling you.
as
I'm telling
his
you.
penis slid inside, whispered back, "Girl, you will always be my friends with benefits." And he began stroking and pumping inside me. I yelled, "Stop! Get off me!" Yikes! He just continued for 3 seconds, and then he ejaculated.
For 3 seconds.
In light of the Me Too movement, do you think I've been raped?
Yes. 100% yes.
What should I do?
Call the police.
Sincerely scared and violated.
Call the police.
Aaliyah, did you hear that?
That's not her boyfriend.
What do you think, Aaliyah? What you
And
think
call the
about
police on yourself. You violated yourself, Trent.
Wow. This is a
You
tough
should, she should have got assurance before she started smoking.
Oh my God.
I'm speechless.
Oh, Lori.
What do you mean you're speechless? This is a chatagram. We have to give some advice
It's the
here.
first time I'm speechless.
What?
Yeah.
They have, and according to the letter, they have sex off and on.
But with 3 seconds, yes, you're right.
Yeah, but
More off than
3
on.
seconds?
Totally violated.
1, 2, 3. Like what?
But you guys, she whispered in his ear
That's where
that
I'm
you're
going.
gonna make me your woman, and I'm not gonna have to work anymore. You've got this role on the sitcom, so we're not gonna be friends with benefits anymore.
So
We
after
gonna be
he
together.
ejaculated, he said friends with benefits?
No,
I would say so.
before.
Before.
Oh, okay.
So I don't understand how they got to that part.
They got the.
I don't know how they got to that part. Cause he started laughing in her face. He told her she was crazy. He wasn't fit. They was gonna always be friends with benefits. So how did they get to that part where after 3 seconds he did what he done? Cause when he whispered in my ear that bullshit,
Well, that's what
It
she
would've
said.
been a
Listen,
wrap.
she said she started screaming. So let me start again. So she said
You lost me.
they were listen.
you still
You lost me at 3
They
seconds.
had wine and weed
I
led
stopped
to
listening.
romance.
Mm-hmm.
And before we both knew it, we were naked in the bed
Mm-hmm.
with him on top of me, kissing and touching like no tomorrow.
Mm.
Right before, he was ready to enter me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the sex act has not begun.
She asked the question.
She whispered in his ear,
Mm-hmm.
"I am so happy that you are going to take me away from all of my financial stress,
Mm-hmm.
and you will allow me to quit my job and make me your woman." So
She whispered all that.
She's making
She
it up.
said that.
This was before
And-
the act.
Right, this is before, but then he slid his penis inside,
And
and once he went inside,
Chicken
he
skin.
said, "Girl, you tripping.
Chicken
You'll
skin.
always be my friends with benefits." So that's when she starts screaming and he starts pumping,
Yikes.
and 3 seconds later there was an ejaculation. So was she?
I'm-
He
was
should have been
she
socked
ready?
in the
I'm
throat. I would have
done.
socked him in the throat.
Because
She should have had that contract signed before she even let it.
Exactly.
Girl,
you don't let
look at
nobody
here.
whip it out with all that, cause you already know when it's whipped. Lee, what you think?
Everybody knows what kind of man they have, I feel like. And if that's your man and he been living with her or they
No,
been
they
living
had their
together-
own bedrooms. He pays rent. They have sex from time to time, but they do see other people.
So it's open.
It's on Michelle.
I don't know. This is a weird one. This is a really weird email.
You can't even relate.
No.
I can't relate because to me, I'm still stuck on 3 seconds.
I
I feel like it's a lie.
What? What'd you say, Tanya Michelle? There's no race here. There doesn't say. Well, I think she's trying to secure her future. What do you think, Oz?
That's exactly what she was.
It don't sound real.
She shouldn't be smoking and drinking. She need to go to AA.
Wine and weed, yeah.
Can you picture that though? We in the middle of,
weed.
oh, I'm so glad that when you get ready to, you're gonna take care.
Like,
Who
this
does
bitch trying
that?
to play me. He smacked her. Yeah, bitch. Boom, boom.
She should have sent
You had to
in.
show her.
Conversation
She-
be having before while you intimate. Like,
She should have
that
sent
makes
in
sense.
her name, so we could have really spoke
Dummy
to
ass.
her.
Right.
What you call her?
Conversation should have happened before we
What
got
you-
here.
Dummy ass.
You gotta know. You gotta know.
But was she raped? That's
No.
interesting.
Yes, 3 seconds. Hell yes.
She wasn't raped, but I would have considered it
Doesn't the law
being
say no says no?
violent. She never
She
said
said
no.
no.
She said
She started screaming, stop,
Bitch
get off.
started screaming. She was just lying.
She was hurt about what he said. She was hurt about what he said more than anything else. That's why she sent this email. Was irate. Why
And
didn't you call
look-
police if you were concerned?
But wait a minute, look, ma'am, whoever you are,
Man.
bitch,
Man.
dumb. Listen, you were not
Tough sisters.
raped. Even worse, you've been played.
Wow.
So just
I saw that right there. You got
Tuck
2
it-
seconds,
tuck
3
it
seconds.
in.
Shit. I'm scared.
don't give it out no more, cause your
I'll be mad,
picker's
though.
broke.
I'll be mad.
Who's is broke? His is broke?
Hers. No, her picker might not be broke. She knew what she had. That's why he been sleeping in one bedroom. They've been
And it's been
roommates.
an
with
open
benefits.
relationship.
There's been an open relationship. They sleep
Mhm.
together from time to time. I think she thought maybe she was gonna grab him up.
You
know?
were violated,
And he was
because
gonna
he
be like,
ain't-
yeah, okay, we're gonna go, but he's like, no, I'm not with it.
so
How
yeah,
long-
you were
how long were
violated,
they
but you
together?
wasn't
Or
raped.
how long were they doing
But
this?
maybe it doesn't.
Because you have these
thing.
conversations beforehand. If this was coming, if they're both aspiring after
Literally.
somebody was bound to pop off first.
Maybe.
Why was this
working
not
as a
discussed?
barista for the past year? Right? And
Is-
then
is- are
she
these
said she
people of
moved
color?
in my kinda
This is part
active
of the
board
year.
a few months ago. So less than a year.
Lori,
Oh,
Huh.
played. That's true.
could there be that
She's
the
having
people
problems
coming in
with
the
her
chattergram is
Biracial?
not coming from a place of
A black
ethnicity? These people are not. Shut up, Tanya.
Are these a requirement of the program is that you have to disclose your ethnicity?
Because only somebody that is not holding up a peace sign is gonna fall for some bull, you know what, like that. Girl, you wasn't raped. You were not raped now.
Not raped.
You were disrespected. and yeah, you were disrespected. Totally.
Oh my gosh, Oz, was she raped?
No, she wasn't.
Nah.
She wasn't raped?
Not at all. Not at all. Not a chance. Not a chance.
No.
Nah, you
She
weren't
wasn't
raped.
disrespected.
Okay.
She wasn't
Tanya,
disrespected.
well,
Chris said she wasn't
No,
even
she wasn't.
disrespected.
She wasn't.
That's
Exactly.
by herself.
She
Yeah,
was
yeah,
doing the same thing
yeah.
she's always been doing. But I just think that the amount of time is
Tanya.
what makes it a rape.
About rape, and maybe I don't understand the definition of it. Kenneth, do you have to be raped if you had sex before and now you get to the point where your clothes are completely off and you are consenting and then
No.
That line's so thin.
The
Yeah.
moment you say no, is when
Aw.
yes, that's how
That's
people are
what the
winning
law
cases.
says,
That's what the
yeah.
law says.
Yeah.
But you gotta prove that they said no at the right time. You supposed to say no right before that initial boom.
She was pissed. That's what
Oh,
it was.
well, whatever. She
She was
was milliseconds.
But even
That's all
more
I
so
say,
to your
right?
question,
Milliseconds.
Tanya Michelle, like for
She
real,
didn't say no.
for real.
She didn't say
like
no in a millisecond.
seriously,
Shelly, no.
She didn't
If
say no.
That ain't
you
right.
can get, I don't care
it's like-
if he's knocking at the door. if you say, okay, no, I don't wanna do this.
Change my mind.
And he continues, you've been violated. You know,
Okay,
on
that's
there's
what-
but no,
that's-
but now this doesn't apply to her. This doesn't apply to
Based on
her.
that
I'm
story,
just
no.
because
you
you
just
like
Because you know what, there has been times when people, I'm just saying, I'm speaking for a friend. There's been times when men might take the pants down and then he wasn't dealing with nothing, so then he just be like, oh, I changed my mind. So, speaking from a friend's point of view, if I say no, or if she say no, then it means you need to stop.
But she didn't really
You don't
say
say
no.
no.
Right before the slip and slide hit.
You
gonna say no,
She didn't really
You gonna
say
say
no.
no?
She was just
Right before
like,
that slip and slide
She
hit.
says, stop, get off me, that's in all caps.
There's no
I know, I would have figured that out.
he probably should have stopped.
Say it again.
How many seconds?
Look, what's your name, baby?
Oh, it's too
How
hard
did-
for 3
I'm
seconds.
getting ready to
What
say,
3 seconds look like?
stop, get off of me,
We need to
last
stop.
longer than 3 seconds.
Stop, get off.
So at what point,
You gotta get that
at
first
what
check.
point
I
did,
need money.
yeah,
He stopped.
So,
He
no,
was about
she
to do
didn't
it in
get
the
ready.
middle of her talking in 3 seconds into it. She said stop and he stopped.
But, yeah, on the
Second,
serious side, I do
1.000.
not believe it's rape. On the serious side, I do not.
Nah, she
But I'm
wasn't
just saying
rape.
there are instances where
Yeah.
people say
So
no.
it's rape. What do you think? Is it rape?
No.
No.
I
No,
just
that's
go- I
not
think
right.
I put it like this.
Say
I put it
no?
like, yeah, what Randy said.
I can't. I can't.
I don't blame her.
I can't.
She was misinformed?
I don't blame. No, she wasn't misinformed. She was stupid. But now she tried to
Oh, wow.
stop.
R. Kelly movie.
Lori.
Yes, I know.
I love New York. I love New York. I swear to God, I do. Tanya Michelle, I love it. I love it.
Well, I think our advice to her overall is that sweetheart,
It's not
you were
rape.
not raped.
It's not rape.
And stop smoking and drinking. You ain't ready.
And when weed and the wine don't go together.
That's real.
Yes.
Yeah, don't pull up to smoke and drink if it ain't.
Okay.
That's real.
Oh.
If you're drinking,
It's gonna happen.
Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh my
For
God.
real, for real,
That
for
is a
real.
part of the
Really?
Like I said, in the beginning,
Is that how
the
it
weed
is?
and the wine
No,
is
if
going
that's
down.
been established, are we smoking and drinking and you coming through? Oh,
You already know.
Really?
I
agree.
you put on
Yes.
R.
I mean,
Kelly
we're
12, and
adults.
next
I'm
thing you know,
adult.
it's 12 play on going down.
So he
I
starts smoking and drinking. I'm at one spot. This is weird, yeah.
Really?
Freaky denied.
You know?
It's not a requirement. Don't get the
No,
misconception.
no,
I'm
I
not saying
hear you.
because we're smoking, you have to put out.
No, I know, but
Genuinely,
that's the
That's the
mindset.
vibe. If we're smoking and drinking,
Nah, I used to just go over there and saw two smoking and drinking. Once I got full, I got in my car and I was there.
oh no, I don't know what type of men you was dealing with. They could
Some
have been
mean.
from Compton.
Please
God,
believe.
they gonna grab
Man,
you by the
come
back
at you
of
like
your
that.
head, not from the zero.
I don't know.
I just get, I be like, oh wow. No, this how I went.
That's why if you don't
fucked
intend
up.
to give it up, don't go.
I
And then
gotta
when
go.
he asks you for some-
Clearly
you
don't
want
take off
something,
those
you want
drawers.
someone, you be like, nah, I'm good, I'm good.
Because you already know.
You already know.
You already
I'm
know.
cool.
Because
No,
it's
I'm
that
cool.
moment you be like, if this happened, I can't even pretend like it was rape. I'm just gonna have to ride with the ride. You gotta
Right.
I tell you
So-
what, she should have called the police on him.
On him, Frida?
Yes.
Why? What
Because
did
he
do?
perpetrated a major fraud tonight.
3 seconds?
3
Yes,
seconds.
3 seconds.
I'm
That's
thoroughly.
fraudulent. That's
He has
fraudulent. I
disrespected
have a
me.
problem with that.
Wow.
He got to go.
Got to go.
So do you think that was his normal performance, or was that part of the disrespect?
Huh?
It could have been his
Say it
normal
again,
performance because she kept coming back.
Okay,
She kept going back for more.
1, 2, 3. See,
So it
no.
sounds to me,
No.
ladies,
One
that
thousand,
you are
two
pissed off and you're
1,000,
calling
three
it rape
1,000.
only because of the duration
I'm
of
not
the
calling it
ejaculation.
rape, but I have a problem.
If it
with
had
that.
been like, 15, 20 minutes, would it be
Seconds.
different?
Oh my God.
No, then it wouldn't be rape. Because I got.
Then it would be
I would
rape?
be getting something out of that, yeah.
But she
She
said
done
stop
fucked
from the
motherfucker.
beginning.
This is
She said stop
Shelly.
at the beginning.
No,
No, but if it's 15, 20 minutes, did she continue to say stop, pushing her
Oh,
off,
okay,
get off
yeah,
that
that's
way?
No, she just
You know
said
that.
stop because bruh man said you ain't got nothing
Friends
coming.
with benefits.
So-
That's what she pissed off about. That's another.
She
what's that
should have
fighter's name?
established
Mike
that
Tyson. That's some Mike Tyson shit.
before she laid down with 3 Minute Man. But since she went on and laid down
3
with
seconds.
him
No,
anyway,
3 minutes is different. 3 seconds. Not
then
3 minutes.
what
is a long time.
she should do is call the police on him.
I'm just saying.
Because
I can
he
love
has
it more than 3
perpetrated
minutes.
a
You know what I'm
major
saying?
fraud.
Oh, my
3 seconds. 3 seconds. That's not even
Well,
natural, right?
Scared and violated. We at the Poetry of Justice show on the
Unanimously.
unanimously agree
You were not raped.
Yikes.
But
That's right. That's right. Leave her alone.
Yeah, they do.
Leave her alone.
Okay, so we have one more. I think we
Okay.
have time for one more before we
Okay,
get on up out of
okay.
here.
That is funny.
This one is not as steamy as that one, so you
Okay.
gotta get your minds right. Okay,
that was kind of
This was a
X-rated.
little-
X-rated.
Hello, ladies of the chat. I'm a sophomore at an Ivy League university. I'm a first-generation college student from the south side of Chicago. And being on my
Oh, R.
campus
Kelly.
is a dream come true. During my freshman year, I met the
He
love
got her
of my
too.
life.
Oh,
We
Jesus.
connected instantly and became inseparable. We both went home for the summer. Although it was hard, our relationship still maintained the intensity it always had. When we returned to campus in the fall, things were going fine until his parents decided on a surprise visit. We had begun living together and his parents did not know. Surprisingly, they discovered that I am African American. Shortly after their visit, my love told me he wanted to break up. He says he no longer feels the same for me and we are growing apart, but I don't believe him. It was clear that his parents were white racists and pressuring him to not be with a black girl. But I know he is not a racist and that the love is still there. I sit outside his apartment and I follow him when he leaves. He is just as sad and lonely as I am.
She's delusional.
Now he won't return my calls and refuses to have any interaction with me at all. How do I get this man to stop tripping and love me? We don't need his parents or their trust fund. We are attending an Ivy League institution, exclamation mark.
Girl, let
Please
it go.
help your girl,
Girl, let
sincerely
it go.
desperate and disillusioned.
Let it go, girl.
That's a lot.
I
I just got out of school, so that's very like.
Oh, well,
very
what, you should be the
near
perfect
dear.
person to
Yeah,
say something to us. What do you
yeah.
think?
Well, it's a lot going on here. I feel like, it's
Go
a lot
ahead.
going on. First of all,
Okay, hold on 1 minute for me, New York. Hold on 1 second.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry, Mr. New York. I feel like if everything was fine before they came to visit and found out she was black, that means they threatened to take away that college.
Exit the
They
money.
threatened to be like,
Let it go,
snip,
girl, let it
snip.
go.
You don't want to be down at the financial aid office.
Mhm.
'Cause I was down there and it sucks. So if you have money, like they probably was like, we're not
They're
gonna
gonna
pay
cut
for
him
it.
off. They're gonna cut him
Well,
off.
that's what she said. She said that it was fine, but then they said that they weren't gonna give him his trust.
Sometimes the trust fund is gonna win over love.
So should she just
Yes.
like let it ride, or should she be like going behind him? He don't.
She's stalking him. Did you
He's
hear
a
that
white
part?
dude with no
Yeah.
swag.
Don't-
So he has
don't-
no
don't
swag.
belong.
No, if you let your parents tell you, you a white dude with no swag, and she don't want him no way. Cause
Right.
they left. They could sneak around, do like and he could tell
That's a
her
good
that
point.
he
That's
didn't
a
love
good
you like
point.
that. That's it. He
They
didn't,
could sneak around.
he didn't love her like that because it was too easy. It was way too easy for his parents to be like, she need to go. Yeah, that's who said that. Tanya
Tanya
Michelle.
Michelle, she's
Hi,
on the
Tanya.
phone.
Yes, I agree.
New York, you wanna weigh in? Wow.
It's never that simple though.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't say
just-
like
yeah.
let
Wow.
it go. I feel her. I would be stalking his ass too. Can I go? Yeah,
Oh, I was stalking his ass too. Like,
You just need to hang with me for about 2 weeks. You ain't gonna be stalking nobody, baby. No.
you're not about to just
Yeah,
trip
but
me
it's all-
into.
Alfred really loved him.
Yeah.
She did, huh?
How old are
Yeah.
you?
But if it's
there
not
is-
But it was-
reciprocated,
But
Let it
I think
go.
he
Do
does
you guys
want
think
her. I
back
think
to
she's
your
the
first
first
love? Think back to that.
Kindergarten?
do I have to?
Kindergarten.
Did you have
Kindergarten Okay, so we have 2 minutes. What advice are we going to give? What's her name?
I said let it go.
Desperate and
Delusional.
dingy and
Delusional.
numb.
Get over it and move on. And his parents are not racist.
You don't think so?
No.
Chris,
They're just
what's your-
good financial planners?
The parents are wealthy.
The parents are not racist. It's because they don't want their white son dating a black girl.
Well, okay. So let him go.
Yeah.
Let him go.
I feel that Light Bright was just, testing some waters that he hadn't never been in. He was liking it.
Yeah, right.
But
He
not
was
so much
liking
that
it,
he give up
But
his
he
ring.
wasn't
Not enough to
liking
give up the
her
ring. That's why I said let
like
it go.
that.
She's black. Let it go.
And that's
She's
the
black, she's
reason
black.
that the parents had no clue that anything was going on. They did not only not know that he was living with somebody. They didn't know that he was with anybody at all, much less somebody black. I don't think that it really have anything to do, like you're saying, with being racist or prejudiced. I just think that he was just trying something, and he liked it. As long as they was down there at college and shit, he was gonna keep liking it. And when they go home, he cool. He gonna be with Becky with the blonde hair. Shit.
Some of that bacon.
Lord, you gonna give us somebody some more time coming back and moving with you.
Right?
Well, guys,
So baby, go
I
on.
think-
Keep it pushing.
You know, we just have. Wow. So desperate and disillusioned. I think ultimately we're saying stop stalking.
Please.
Yeah, she needs to go
Because
to
you
rehab.
going to
Let it
jail.
go.
How can she process through those emotions? No, seriously, because she got to
Go get a black man with a
Go
go
to Compton.
go get him. Go get a whole bunch of them.
Go get a black
And
man with a
run through
401k.
them right quick.
Right.
And see how life.
You in school, read some books.
Yeah. Yeah.
What, a 401k?
Yeah.
Oh, shout out to the black men, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, they are.
Our strong
They
brothers.
are key.
They are.
Black
We
brothers.
love y'all.
I had to learn that too, ladies. I did.
Okay, we've got 3 minutes, but before we get ready to disembark, is that the word I want to use, Bishop?
Could be.
Yeah, anyway. One more time, I'm going to go ahead and make announcement, ladies and gentlemen, that yours truly, Jackie Ray Phillips, will be co-hosting a new Friday night slot from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock p.m. with the Mr. Phil Diablo Morris of Beacon
Yes.
Radio, BEAKON Radio. So I'm really jazzed about it. So it is called the Dr. Feel Good and Jackie Ray Phillips Show. So this is going to be exciting. It's a new journey. It's a new path. In addition to the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips here on YakesRadio.com. You know, that's we're talking about Kevin Nash and his brainchild. That's my brainchild.
So New York, keep that conversation
yes,
going
Lord.
with that one up there.
So I want to always thank everyone for their time and tuning in to us here on the Poetry of Justice show with Jackie Ray Phillips and these amazing ladies of the chat. I want to take the time to say thank you, Miss Chris Fisher, for coming in tonight. Thank you, Queen Aaliyah, Princess Aaliyah, for coming in tonight. We don't talk about her earlier days. We just talk about tonight. So
Yeah.
she's a beautiful queen. Thank you so much for coming. I love you. I love you, pretty girl. Shelly C, Freda Ross, Tanya Michelle. Why don't you get ready to close us out tonight? Close us out tonight, my love bug.